Oh, I wish I believed that.
I'm just going to get worse and worse. There's no way to change it.
I'm getting older. How many times you hear that? I'm just this part of old age.
Yeah.
Right.
No, there's no reason why when you're 90 years old that you're squatting down and you can be doing all these
right.
Tell about your food. Today we're with Doug and Stacy.
At the Mother Earth News Fair
in Oregon,
Albany,
Oregon.
That's where we are. Now, Rhenda has had some questions she wanted to talk to Stacy about regarding fermenting. It's something we want to do, we just haven't kicked it off.
But I wanted to start out by saying what a Heartiness approach does, and I've heard Doug and Stacy talk about, is aging in place, which is something we really work at as far as what we eat, how we live, and what we do.
Yeah, how we set up the homestead, how we manage the livestock, the chickens, the garden area, everything, right?
And how we live life.
That's right.
Yeah, dealing with stress of the homestead and all that, it's all he does.
Right.
Yes.
It is. So we deal with eating real food, exercising, keeping ourselves emotionally well, and do it all on a homestead.
That's right.
That's right.
That's the reason why we actually started homesteading, was for our emotional health, so we could be more connected to the earth, be closer to our food, enjoy the atmosphere of the animals. Even if you're just doing a few chickens, it's just being a little more surrounded with nature and the outdoors versus the concrete and the traffic and all that stress that comes with city life.
You know, we're going to jump ahead. This is actually, he led us right into this topic. We wanted to talk to you about that, so we haven't watched every one of your videos all the way through.
Shame.
We've watched all of them since we started.
Yeah, there you go.
How's that? Anyway, you got started not that long ago, really. What kicked you into it? What got you to say, hey, this is what we want to do?
You from?
Because I mean, I'm assuming it was a fairly big change.
Oh, it was a huge change too. We were 100% city slickers, and we decided basically we were sick and tired of being sick and tired. So we own businesses, and you know,
We had the house in the cul-de-sac in the suburb.
right,
You know?
3,000 square foot house, and so we just decided that we wanted to declutter our life and get closer. It was really more of like a food journey too. We wanted to get closer to our food, know where it came from, not the chemicals, not the GMOs, so we could be healthier, because we just got to that point where we knew we were getting older, and we wanted to live a good quality of life instead of the quantity of life.
Because people that you see that are getting older, you know, people may be living longer, but they're living more a miserable life.
Right.
We wanted to be healthy and know where our food came from, and we wanted to take charge of it, and we knew we could do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, that's where we're at.
Yeah.
We had seen so much because of the field. I'm an RN. We both work with people in senior cares, and we would manage these great, big, gorgeous, beautiful independent livings, and then watch their health just die
decline
as they
Sure.
eat the food.
But also know where they
there.
came from, what they had done that caused
Put
them
them
to
there.
get to the point that
Right.
that's where they needed to be.
And we don't want to be there.
Right.
I mean,
Well, see-
they're great places, they're beautiful, but not where I want to live.
I mean, the thing with Americans and the way we've been programmed, you know, like, is just that we're co-opting out our whole life. You guys are buying food from the store, you're sending your kids off to public schools, you know, if your car's broke, you take it into the guy to fix it. So you just keep co-opting and co-opting instead of like taking charge of your life. So what we wanted to do was be more in control of our life. So we're growing our own food, we know where it comes from, we're more involved with our health, we're more involved with every aspect of our life, with, you know, collecting rainwater, providing food for ourselves, you know, everything on and on and on as much as we can, which is a good trend, because then you're more self-sufficient, and that ultimately is everyone's goal should be.
Well, and you were talking about an RN and working with the seniors. I teach senior group exercise, and I try to work with them, and I believe, and I always say, you know, knowledge is power, and I try to educate them, and I talk to them, you know, movement is the key to life, and I always try every day, you know, we do movement, we do kind of fitness type exercises and work on balance and agility training, but it's all about learning about their food and all the other aspects, to take time, to take breath, to breathe, you know, to stretch, and just different ways that they can live their life and live it more functionally and healthier.
Yeah.
So, and this is kind of, you know, where we're at.
And so many of them don't think that it'll help.
Right.
Oh, I wish I believed that.
I'm just
Right.
going to get worse and worse. There's
This
no
is
way
part
to
of
change
life.
it.
I'm getting older. How many times you hear that? I'm just this part of old age.
Yeah.
Right.
No, there's no reason why when you're 90 years old that you're squatting down and you can be doing all
That's
these
right.
other
Tell
One of my
about your friend.
favorite people was 99 years old, and she was coming into our assisted living so that she could finally use her long-term
Insurance.
care insurance.
Right.
But she didn't have two things we could help her with. She could literally take her foot and do the rock
just-
acting.
Right.
She was such
At
good
99.
shape.
Right.
But see, there's no reason, because if you're using it, moving and all that,
Absolutely.
you can't. So that's the thing, you just keep talking about it and then educating them and knowing, don't be afraid. You have to squat to do things, to sit down and go to the toilet, to sit
Don't
down.
quit.
Right.
Don't quit.
Right.
So, which brings me to the fermentation. Fermentation is new to me. And I know that you are like guru.
Well, I don't know about that, but I do a lot of
We do a lot of fermenting.
Yeah,
My first question, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget it. What does it do for our body, in a nutshell?
Fermentation is just, it's one of the oldest processes of maintaining and keeping our food and preserving our food. So it just basically, if you look at it in a nutshell, you're going to use salt and a little water to preserve your food. And by preserving it, it's going to enhance all the beneficial bacteria and enzymes in it, nutritional value of it. Okay, I wanted to ask a question.
Okay.
What about, you look at foods that are high in vitamin C. What would you say out of all the foods is highest in vitamin C?
Well, the number one people would say was an orange.
Right.
Or strawberries.
Right. But actually, sauerkraut has like 700.
Really?
Yes.
I wouldn't have thought sauerkraut.
Yes.
I'm making it this up.
Sauerkraut is high. So like, you look at how many, grams of things that you need. It's like buku way up there compared to like strawberries or.
So all those things they've been telling us.
So the
eat
Orange
lots of
Grove
this.
manufacturers are the ones that are teaching you that
Once
vitamin
again,
C is
once
from
again,
the oranges.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But I mean, those are, of course, they're
They're
fine
fine,
to
but
eat.
this has more.
But when you
Yeah.
ferment it, it's going to multiply and enhance,
Right.
and then you're going to get good probiotics that you hear. People are spending all this money on probiotics, and a lot of them, may not be good. They may be more
Synthetics.
junk kind of things that they put in them. And if you do buy probiotics, make sure you're getting it from good whole foods. Usually ones in the refrigerator section are better, but you can make your own homemade probiotic by making fermented foods, and then that way it enhances the nutrition of it, and you're getting the beneficial bacteria, because the human body, inside you have over 1,000 different strains of bacteria in your gut. So that's why people want to eat the same thing. I'm going to get the same yogurt all the time, over and over and over. And it's going to get used to the same bacteria.
Right.
You need lots of different
variety.
things. So
Absolutely.
that's why I ferment like fermented drinks, which we call kombucha. There's other ones you can do like beet kvass and some other things. I do fermented lemonade. And then I like to try to do all different types of fermented vegetables. If I do carrots, or if I do beets, or if I do, like peppers. It just depends. Kimchi or sauerkraut. And I try to do different things. So maybe one day we'll have this one and another one, because you want different types.
Different
So
types of
it's really another way to extend your harvest.
Right, and that's the main
enhance it,
thing.
but extend
Right.
it, so it's there. You can
Right.
keep it.
Oh, of
Because a
course.
lot of you guys are probably, when you're harvesting, you're doing the canning, and when you're canning and heating up your food, you're killing a lot of the stuff that
What
you
about
actually
you?
need
Most
In
in
one
your
of the
live
classes
food.
we took yesterday,
60
60 to 70% of the vitamins are
Right,
gone.
are gone.
And you can't.
And that's why you ferment. Now, fermenting, a lot of you guys maybe not have done it before, but when you start getting the hang of it, it takes a lot of the guesswork away, and it's good for 6 months to a year even, so it's going to last, and we try to eat in season, and it's going to last and get you through the
It'll
winter
get me through
until
easy.
you get through
I
the
still
next
have
thing.
salsa.
Yeah.
I still have salsa. I have all my like jalapeno peppers. From last year,
Yeah.
a year ago. I still have a lot of stuff. So, and it tastes, you just,
It's
your
the
nose will
oldest
know.
preservation method, period, is fermenting. So the canning stuff is relatively new. We talk about ice
Was it
box.
1900? It's not.
Yeah, it's not as, it's
Canning
not,
is
yeah.
new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comparatively speaking
Comparative,
to
right.
our existence on Earth,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
So fermenting is the long history of preserving your foods and getting you through from one harvest to the other.
Okay, how much do you eat every day? Something fermented?
Yes, I do. Just a lot of people get into that mentality where, oh, what's good for me, I'm going to eat a ton of it.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that. Like if I have a jar full of carrots, I'll give Doug and I will have a couple tablespoons full a day of fermented food, and then maybe we'll drink a kombucha, which is a fermented tea.
Yeah.
Right.
And we'll do that. And you can have a variety of fermented food. Like I make homemade yogurt,
Right.
from raw milk. So
Right, that's
we'll
what
have
we do.
maybe yogurt, and we'll have kombucha, and we'll have some fermented vegetables. So one day, we'll have 3 or 4 things.
So the
Some days
challenge
we'll
to
have one
you
or two.
guys is going to be to get something fermented into your diet at least one time every day from this video forward, and see how it actually changes on how you feel and your actual health.
What did you see when you were in China a few months ago
The people?
with what they were eating every meal?
Every meal was something fermented.
Fermented,
Every single meal.
A little bit, not
right.
a large amount.
Right,
but
just a
small.
small
Every, I have to just say this. When I went, my son took me to Beijing for 10 days. And I saw maybe 10 people in Beijing that were heavy.
Right.
Everybody else was this slender,
Right.
fit
Right.
person.
And she wasn't protected
couldn't
from the public. She
believe
was
it.
everywhere,
Right.
out among them.
And then we went to Hong Kong, who was westernized.
Big,
Just
fat, chubby
completely
cheeks.
started changing.
Well, because
Right.
all the
Then I
restaurants.
McDonald's.
stepped back into America, and it was
Explosion.
Once she got off the plane, it's
like,
like
it was just
Right.
stark.
Right.
It was
so
stark.
it's obvious. I
Right.
mean,
It's
we need
all
to
in the
change.
food.
We gotta
Sure.
change.
And then one more fun question: what's your best? What do you like the best that's fermented?
Fermented.
I have two.
Okay.
I give you two.
And we
I
did
always
videos
have.
about them.
Maybe one I might not have done, but
She's going to now.
my favorite, my thing that I do, and it's a great place to start. So if you want to start fermenting, this is a great place to start. Children love it, and if you can fool a child with something good for them, it's great.
Yeah.
Children like it. People who don't eat healthy and they try it, they love it. Everyone loves these, and I make fermented carrots.
Carrots.
Okay.
And all I do is chop up the carrots in little bitty pieces with some garlic cloves, and then the salt and the water,
Right.
and how I do it. And they're great. They're
Is that
always
like
good.
the dilly carrots, or are those different?
Well, that would have dill in them, wouldn't they?
Right.
Yeah. But just garlic.
Same premise.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I made some once, and my kids like them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Fermented
candy.
carrots, they,
All right.
they maintain a little bit of a crunchy, and they're soft, and they've got a little good taste
And they're
to them.
sour, kinda
so
like
that's
a
like the
pickle.
good first fermenting thing for you guys to maybe try
As a
to
fermenting
get
first.
you into
It's
it.
good.
Right.
Yeah. And then my other one that I really love because I like spicy food is I do a kimchi, but I do it with Swiss chard.
Right. Swiss
Oh,
chard
So instead of
kimchi.
cabbage,
Yeah.
I do the Swiss chard leaves, and then I do carrots, and I do ginger and garlic.
Now, do
Right.
you do the stems too, or just the leaf?
I do the leaves, and then the bottom part that looks like celery, I'll cut it
chop
like
it.
celery,
Okay.
and then I mix
Put
it
it
all.
in there.
Right.
Got
So I
it.
do the
So it's
little,
really pretty. We have rainbow chard.
yes, that's what I
Right.
use.
So and it's a great presentation.
Yes.
Right.
Now it'll bleed a little bit in there, but it still looks
that's
good.
great.
But and then the trick is you have to put a bunch of red pepper flakes in there, and it totally spices it up, and it's fabulous.
Very good.
And
wow.
you have a video on this?
Have a video on it. It's right here.
They're going to give us the link. It will be right there.
I did one where I fermented the stalks, but my favorite one is the actual
Yeah.
one where I do
Cool.
the kimchi.
All right, we have one last question. Oh, do you have?
Two last questions.
Okay.
Circling back, if you had to start all over again with going off grid, what would you change?
All right. So we live in a log house. I think one thing we'd probably change, we built a log home that has a loft. We'd like to probably have it all one story. You know, that might be one thing we would change.
Aging in
know.
place, that would help.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to have a problem with the stairs, but I just think as far as functionality
Yep.
and everything, I think that's one thing I would change, you know, if you're going to throw it out there and say it. And then what would be something else?
I would like to have, this would probably be the biggest thing, have kind of like, if we could have a mud room or something where you can walk
On
in
the front screen porch type
before
thing,
you
yeah.
walk into the house.
Oh yeah, mudrooms.
Yeah.
How can you have a homestead
Homestead
without
without a mud room. Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, we do.
Our house is the inside is the
Right,
mud
it's
room.
the mud room.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
But I mean,
kinda
so
hard.
so as far as like going off grid and, you know, living the lifestyle we do, those are pretty minimal, silly things, you know. But those are just something we've been there for 6 years, and we've kind of said, well, if we could change something, that would be it.
That
But
would be it.
as far as our lifestyle and how we're doing it and progressing and learning and failing and succeeding, all that stuff is good to go. We wouldn't change a thing.
It's a constant process.
Right.
But ever since we started the outside kitchen, that has changed everything.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm there now. I've just got to do it.
Okay, one last question, and this is a total shift in direction. There are a lot of folks who watch you, they're just getting started out, like we are, maybe even more started than we are, who are saying, how do I make this work? How do I get a following? How do I...
Oh, you mean a
keep
YouTube
going?
thing?
YouTube, yep.
So, for the YouTube thing, you guys, don't create, document. You know, don't get worried about making these nice fancy videos or, you know, like this and that. Just get into like telling your story, documenting what you're doing, showing your successes and your failures, and make sure you're posting videos. You can't sporadically post videos on YouTube if you actually want to gain people to follow you and be subscribers. So if you're posting like once a week or once a month, or that's not going to help your cause out anything.
Yeah,
so,
start with like 30 days in a row, just and see if you can do 30 days.
or maybe like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you know, at least 2 or 3 times a week, and maintain that schedule. And on the banner of your homepage, make sure that you have when you're posting videos, and on your homepage you want to make sure you have, remember we talked about this, your uploads, like popular uploads, most recent uploads, and then your playlists. You want to have playlists on your homepage. I can't tell you how many YouTubers that are starting out or even have been at it for a while that I go to their homepage and it just has like who they're subscribed to or videos they like, and people, when they come to your homepage, if you're a YouTuber and they don't see you posting videos, a recent video or anything, they are lazy and they're not going to hit the video tab underneath your banner, and they're going to just think you don't post videos and they're going to move on. So if you have a YouTube channel and you're posting videos, make sure you have a welcome to our channel video right on your homepage, and you have popular uploads, most recent uploads, a couple of playlists to let people know that this is a channel where you're posting videos, sharing information, and then they're going to take an interest in what you're doing, and maybe they'll come back and even hit the subscribe button.
Anything else you want to share? We've asked some questions, but is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, our big thing is we say do what you can where you are. And you can just do what you can. And you know, when you were talking about even making YouTube videos, maybe you just want to document for your family.
Yeah.
You know, just do it so that they can see it.
Well,
just,
like we were saying the other day, we know our YouTube friends, we communicate with them more than we do our families.
Right.
Kind of a bummer, but it's almost true. Right. So,
We like our YouTube family.
yeah. I mean, well, you know, you would think that the people you grew up with your whole life and everything like that, or your friends that you went to school with, you know, that you maintain over these years. But yeah, you actually, in the comment section and emails, you're communicating more with the YouTube family than you are your own. So.
and a lot of those people aren't into homesteading. You know what I mean? Anymore.
Yeah.
They don't have the same things that you like to do. So,
No.
yeah.
So there you are.
It's
So the
hard to talk to.
other thing I could say too is if it's the first time you guys have ran across this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications so you guys can keep up on their journey. They just came out to see us at the Homesteaders of America, or the Mother Earth News. We have so many conferences. The Mother Earth News Fair in Oregon. So if you came here because you might have saw our name in the title or something, they're documenting their journey. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and following them along, and then, you know, give them some advice, be community down in the comment section. And again, back to the YouTuber thing, if you're running a channel, make sure you stay active in your comment section, talk to your folks, and you know, that's really going to go a long way too.
Yep.
Doug and Stacy, thank you for the time. We really
Hey,
appreciate it. You've been
it was great.
fantastic. It's been a great conversation. Thanks.
Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you guys in person.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's the four-way French shake.
All righty. Take care.
See you guys.
All right.